Hello and welcome to Rev Sports. I'm Gargi Raut, and joining me for this show is Shomik Chakrabarti and Vaibhav Tripathi. And of course, Bharat Ramraj and Shubhan Chakrabarti will also join us soon. But the final dress rehearsal for the men in blue before the home T20 World Cup. There's a lot to talk about, but I will get the opinion of my panelists about what they think this last series could look like before, because really when you look at it, T20 eyes, the squad that we have, the team that we have, is the strongest format of Indian cricket at the moment. And ahead of the World Cup, there are a few concerns, especially when we talk about Suryakumar Yadav's form. But at the same time, what are you expecting, Shomik, this series to look like? Do you think this is it? This is the final playing 11 that we're going to see in the series, or do you think there's still a bit of experimentation that you expect ahead of the World Cup before a final 11 is settled?
Yeah, there is no room for any further experimentation, Gargi. I mean, just 5 matches to go for the World Cup, and now you seek stability, you search for stability. One of the reasons why India have failed in the other two formats, Test cricket and ODIs, is that there is a lack of stability, too much experimentations. I mean, nobody is getting nobody. I mean, the players are not getting settled. Here, India have experimented in the T20 format also. But given the gun team they are, if you look at India's record since the 2024 World Cup final, India have won 8 straight bilateral series. During this phase, India's T20I record is 29-5 in their favor. They have won 29 matches and lost 5. So they're a gun T20I team, absolutely. But I think from the South Africa series, we have seen that India have been searching for stability, have been striking on stability, given that Tilak Verma was given the number 3 slot. Unfortunately, he has been ruled out of the series because of an injury. Suryakumar Yadav batting at number 4. But I think they need to, and in terms of bowling, whether it is Arshdeep, whether it is Kuldeep Yadav, that experimentation should end. If you are if you have decided to go with free spinners, then give Arshdeep a stretch of games before the World Cup. And keep Kuldeep Yadav as your backup spinner, because your two frontline spinners in this format are Varun Chakrabarti and Akshar Patel. And you have within the 11, you have backup spinners in Abhishek Sharma and Rinku Singh. So if you want to keep Kuldeep Yadav as a as a replacement spinner, then keep it like that. Give Arshdeep a stretch of games so that he is completely he got into the group before the World Cup. I hope there will be no further experimentation. I hope what we'll see in the next 5 matches is the playing 11 that will go and take on USA on February 7th.
Vaibhav, how are you looking at this series? Do you think there's a bit of tinkering that you're going to see with the batting lineup, especially because Surya Kumar Yadav, we have seen in the past couple of series as well, has been sent up and down the order. Now with Tilak Verma also not being there, how are you seeing this going through?
See, yesterday also I talked about the same thing that Surya Kumar Yadav, given the run of form that he's struggling for form, he is out of runs, and it's not just 1 year, a couple of years it has been. 2024 he was averaging 25 with the bat, less than 25 with the bat. Last year he was averaging less than 15 with the bat. So I think it's high time that Surya Kumar Yadav lock himself in a particular position, spend more time on the crease so that he can score some runs, and this is the last assignment that India will play before they head to the World Cup. So I think I have written a copy on this, on the same subject, that Surya Kumar Yadav should bat at number 3, because this was the position where he was excelling at that position. So when you don't have a Tilak Verma, who is a regular part of your playing 11, it gives you a perfect opportunity to place yourself at number 3, because you are the most in out of form player in the squad. If you look at the squad currently, who is the most out of form player? So that is Surya Kumar Yadav, and that is one of the biggest concerns that you have going into the World Cup. So this is, if you have 5 games in your hand, it is the best time for Surya Kumar Yadav to spend more time and get some runs and get back into form. I think This is something that they should have done. But again, yesterday he came to the press conference and said Ishan will bat at number three. Ishan is not even in your first playing 11. If you look at from that perspective, if and when Tilak Verma comes back, he will be slotted back in the playing 11, because last year after Abhishek Sharma, Tilak Verma was your highest run scorer in this format. So Tilak Verma automatically will get the nod ahead whenever he comes back. So Ishan will always be your backup unless and until Sanju Samson fails miserably as an opener. Because Sanju is your first choice opener with Abhishek Sharma. He will start. And if there is a need, then Ishan will come in his place. So if going by the playing, I don't like this idea of, having Ishan at 3. If you want to have Ishan at 4. But more major concern is about Surya Kumar Yadav's form. So have Surya at 3, get him some game time, allow him some game time so that he can at least get in back to some groove before the World Cup. So I disagree with the point that Surya, when he said that I want to have Ishan Kishan at number 3 to give him more game time. Ishan Kishan is coming out of a good run of form in domestic cricket. Okay, so he's been striking the ball really well, but it is not the same case with you, like the captain. So I think Surya should bat at 3, and Ishan can, he's flexible enough. He has showed in with Mumbai Indians as well. I think in 2019 or 2020 season where he was batting at number 4, and he did well he did there as well. So Surya, still as of now, Ishan Kishan is flexible enough to bat anywhere. It's about Surya Kumar Yadav getting a fixed position and batting there and spending more time so that he can get back among runs.
Shubhayan Chakrabarti also joins us. Shubhayan, we're talking about obviously the final dress rehearsal for the Indian team ahead of the T20 World Cup. And what we're talking about here is obviously the biggest concern in the batting lineup, which is Suryakumar Yadav's form. Now, with Tilak not there, what position should Suryakumar Yadav bat in? He's obviously spoken about it in the press conference yesterday that Ishan will come in at number 3.
Yes.
But is it the best thing for him? Is it the best thing for him?
I think I somewhat agree with what Vaibhav has been saying for the last couple of days, that he should bat at number 3 now that Tilak is not there in the squad. He mentioned about left and right hand combination yesterday as well, but a few days back he was saying that left and right hand combination is overrated for us. We have understood that, so he's contradicting himself from his past statements there. But again, number 3, he has achieved his. Most of his success at number 3. And when the form is not in your favor, I think he should give himself the best bet to face maximum number of deliveries. If an opener does not give a good start, then he can come in early and settle down by playing some balls there, staying at the crease. And see, this is a bilateral series. It doesn't really matter whether you win or lose. Here, if you play competitive cricket, if you are playing your best cricket and still you lose, it can be acceptable. But for Surya Kumar Yadav, the best bet for this series would be to go out there and spend as much time as possible. The more time he spends there at the crease, times a few ball, he will feel confidence. After all, it is all about confidence, and if he can spend some time, I'm pretty sure he will regain that confidence. If he gets 5, 6, low strings of scores. Then heading into the World Cup, it will be a tremendous pressure cooker situation for him, Gargi.
Absolutely. Shomik, I'll stay on the topic of Surya Kumar Yadav because if we talk about his form, it has been a concern for the past 6 odd months. And I keep going back to that India versus Oman game back in Abu Dhabi. And we talk about how during when your form is bad, you need game time. You need to go out there in the middle and get your rhythm back. But in that match, you saw that Harshit Rana coming ahead of Surya Kumar Yadav. Kuldeep, every single bowler got a chance, but Surya Kumar Yadav did not come out to bat in that match, knowing that there was only one good knock that we got from him, that 40 odd that he scored against Pakistan. And since then it always seems like Surya Kumar Yadav is putting someone else ahead of him. How do you put this in context, Shomik?
No, Gargi, that one, Oman game was one of. I mean, if you look at the South Africa series, the 5 match T20 series against South Africa, Surya has settled himself in the sense in terms of batting position. He was batting at number 3, and here also it has been decided that Ishan Kishan will bat at number 3. He will come in at number 4. That has been decided. For the fact one is that Ishan has been brought into the side as a top order batsman, as a backup opener, but as a top order. Now that Tilak is not there, and once Tilak was injured, and once Tilak was ruled out, the team management decided that Ishan will bat at number three. Even after Shreya Shayer's arrival, Shreya Shayer last a few days ago, the selectors added Shreya Shayer to the squad, and given his pedigree and everything, Shreyas's pedigree in white ball cricket, and still the team management is sticking to the point. And at the press conference yesterday, I attended the press conference yesterday. Surya is pretty clear that Ishan will bat at number three, Surya at number four. See, Gargi, it's not one game in isolation. If you look at Surya's past 22 innings in T20 cricket, he has scored a 50. It's not really important to score a 50. If you score a 18 ball 45, that is also a match winning knock in this format. But over this period, Surya's average has dropped to 12.8, which is pretty alarming. And that's why I asked him this question whether he need to do some things differently. But he said, no, I don't want to lose my identity. I have been successful batting the way I have batted over the past 3 4 years, and I'll stick to that. I will, if success comes, fine. Else, I will go back to the drawing board. The problem is that you don't have much time to go back to the drawing board, because if you fail in the series, your next assignment is the World Cup, and India cannot afford to India cannot afford to have their captain being the weak link in their batting lineup going into the World Cup. So that is a concern. But I still back Surya to get into the group, because when I've been watching, and Surya also said that when I've been watching him at the nets, he's striking the ball well. There is no discernible flaws or any technical flaws, and he has been striking the ball well. Somehow, I don't know, it has been an elongated period, but somehow runs have dried up out there in the middle. Hopefully, this is the series when he will regain his mojo.
Bharat Ramraj also joins us, and while I am on the topic, Bharat, I'll go to you as well. How are you seeing this series in the context of the batting lineup? Are you seeing some tinkering happening, or do you think this is like a final dress rehearsal?
Yeah, see, as the T20 World Cup is coming up, India might give a couple of fringe players chance or two. It could be someone like Rinku Singh somewhere down the line in the series, maybe in the fourth game or fifth game, they might give him a chance. So there could be few players who might just get an opportunity or two. But otherwise, I think it will be very much players that you expect, who are expected to play in the T20 World Cup would get the chances. See, New Zealand, I think in T20 cricket they have gone through some troubled times in 2025. Actually, if you compare it to the other two formats, they got thrashed by Australia and lost a series to England as well, though they can counter back by saying that the final game was washed out, but still they have lost back to back series against a couple of sides who look better than them in this format. So this is an important series for them. And yeah, if you look at their lineup, maybe they will have Devon Conway, Tim Robinson, Ravindra. I think Chapman will be there. Bracewell, if he's fit. Nisham, Sander, Matt Henry. The main thing to look at with the New Zealand lineup, I guess, is their pace department, because Matt Henry and Jacob Duffy will be back, so they might they might trouble the Indian batters a bit. Otherwise, yeah, you expect the Indian team to basically come out on top against this New Zealand side. I don't think the present New Zealand T20 side is as good as their ODI sides, but with New Zealand, you never discount in limited overs cricket.
Webab, how are you looking at the bowling lineup? Do you think it's all settled? Two pacers in Jasprit Bumrah and Arshdeep Singh, then two spinners in Washington Sundar, given that he comes back from his injury in time, and then Varun Chakravarti, and then you have backups in Abhishek Sharma, and also, of course, there is the clutch Hardik Pandya.
I would say far from settled, because you don't know who is your second pacer yet. because still there is a debate between Arshdeep Singh and Kuldeep Yadav who will get a chance in the playing 11, and that's what we were talking about yesterday as well. That if you are looking at Hardik Pandya as your second seamer after Jasprit Bumrah, then you will have to give him that many overs in the power play, because power play bowling has been our concern. Jasprit Bumrah, since the Asia Cup, since he has come back into the T20 team, he has been unable to take wickets in the power play, and that is one another concern that we have, in this format, that we lack that wicket taking ability in the power play. And this for this particular reason you should bring an Arshdeep Singh. See, because you have two spinners and two of your main spinners, like in Akshar Patel and Varun Chakravarti. Varun Chakravarti is your first choice wrist spinner, and then Kuldeep becomes an backup in that case. What's your concern? Your concern is the power play wickets. You are getting wickets during the middle phase from 7 to 15 overs. You are getting those wickets in the middle overs, but you are not getting the wickets in the power play. So address that concern. I think Arshdeep Singh should find a place in the playing 11, and you should play him regularly because he has taken most wickets for India in the power play overs. There's no reason why you should make him sit on the bench. So this is the thing. And also, see, Hardik Pandya is a valuable commodity to the Indian team, and there's no doubt about that. You don't have a replacement for Hardik Pandya. You have to also look at his workload as well, because he's going to bat. Sometimes he's going to bat at 5, sometimes he's going to bat at 6, depending on the match situation. So I don't think Hardik Pandya bowling 4 overs with full intensity every match, from here, 5 matches here and then the World Cup, I think it will be a touch too load, means a lot of workload on him. So considering all that, I think Arshdeep should get a nod ahead of Kuldeep Yadav, because you have spinners who will take wickets in the middle overs, but you don't have a pacer who is in form who can take wickets in the power play. So I think it's still far from settled. I would like to see more opportunities for Arshdeep Singh in the playing 11 in this series.
Shubha, and a lot of people are concerned about Tilak Varma's return. Uh, what are your sources saying? Have you been talking to anyone? Do you think he'll be fit in time for the World Cup?
Oh yes, for Tilak, I think there's no doubt. I spoke to someone at the Center of Excellence as well. Tilak is on his road to the recovery. He's in time to make a comeback even in this series as well. You might see him join the team ahead of the fourth T20I, and then possibly play a game in the fifth match, followed by a warm-up game before the World Cup, and then you will see him go full throttle in the T20 World Cup. So for Tilak Verma, there's no issue whatsoever. The issue is slightly around Washington Sundar. Let's see what happens. We'll see. We'll get to know more in a couple of days. But for Tilak Verma, he's recovering fine, and he should be good to go in the T20 World Cup, or even before that as well. You're on mute.
Not. Can you hear me? Okay. All right. Bharat, I was going to ask you, looking at tonight's game as well, how are you looking at the bowling lineup? How are you looking at the bowling combination? Because if you see the batting, it's pretty much, I think we can all predict it. But with Hardik Pandya and Jasprit Bumrah back, who are you seeing the third pacer? Who do you think it will be?
India should go with Arshdeep Singh. That's what they should look to do even in the T20 World Cup, because I feel India's best chance is to go with both Arshdeep Bumrah, because he brings in the left arm angle, and then obviously Hardik Pandya as a third seamer, and then you can look at someone like Akshar Patel as a defensive option, left arm spinner, and obviously Varun Chakravarti. So I think this could be the 4 or 5 bowling options India should look at, and they should definitely pick someone like Arshdeep Singh. I think he's in really good form, and it's a complete T20I bowler. The same person who told you that in ODI cricket, the difference between Prasid or Arshdeep Singh is not much. He's telling you that in T20 cricket, he's a gun bowler. So I would definitely go with someone like Arshdeep Singh in T20 cricket, even in the World Cup, because I do believe that he's the kind of bowler who can get you a couple of wickets in the opening over or in the first 2 overs. And T20 cricket, the power play makes a massive difference. It's not just in batting wise, even in bowling wise, it makes a huge difference if your if your main bowler at the top can get you a couple of wickets up front.
Shomik, Vaibhav Taragi is asking, will Harshit Stokes play today? Shomik?
Gargi, can you please come again? I couldn't. Is this the same
Vaibhav,
topic about the bowling combination?
yes, Vaibhav Taragi here believes that Harshit Rana is showing glimpses of Ben Stokes in his performances.
Ah, my God, he was going hammer and tongs, and at the nets last evening, every other batsman took his turn, but Harshit Rana was constant, going hammer and tongs, hitting big sixes, and in between having conversations with his mentor Gautam Gambhir. Um, but that aside, as far as bowling is concerned, in this game, there are a couple of things: whether India will play Harshit Rana or Shubham Dube. That is one thing. Whether India will play Kuldeep Yadav or Arshdeep Singh, that is another thing. These are the two selection issues India will have to we have to we have to look at, because this pitch has a bit of grass cover. This pitch has a bit of grass cover. Tongue in cheek, Surya said at the press conference, pitch तो बहुत हरा भरा लग रहा है, सिर्फ संतरा नहीं है. Like, but the thing is that um, this beach has a bit of a grass cover, and in the evening, the weather here in the evening, it's a bit nippy. It's a bit nippy. It's not cold, but it's a bit nippy. Something around 17, 18 degrees, 19 degrees. So everything combined, I expect India to go with three fast bowlers. And in that case, whether very likely Arshdeep will play at the expense of Kuldeep Yadav, but whether they will play Arshdeep or Shibam Dube, that call needs to be made. Let's see what happens. Otherwise, from 1 to 7, it is completely settled. Now, from Abhishek Sharma and Sanju Samson opening the innings, Ishan Kishan number 3, Suryakumar Yadav, Hardik Pandya, Akshar Patel, Rinku Singh, 1 to 7, it is settled. And then we have to see, these are the two areas we have to look into, who is going to be picked.
All right. I also wanted to know about the conditions, Shomik. Is it the true Nagpur pitch that we always see? What is it like?
I told you, Gargi, it's the pitch has a bit of grass cover. The pitch, what I am told, that it is just to bind the topsoil, and it will have even bounce, and the ball will nicely come into the bat. But then again, it is at least match day -1. It looked to be assisting the fast bowlers a bit up front. But then today also there would be rolling. I don't know whether this morning the lawnmower, I mean, they would be trimmed the grass a bit. So uh, hopefully it's a typical T20 batting with pitch. But what I saw yesterday, it might assist the seamers up front.
All right. Final couple of questions on the show. Vaibhav Taragi is asking, so I'll shoot this to Vaibhav. Just because we are winning bilateral series, Surya is escaping as he is the captain. Otherwise, from the last 1 year, he has been hopeless. Batting with a strike, not a strike rate, an average of below 25, if I'm not wrong. But Vaibhav, your thoughts on this?
Below 25 in 2024, below 15 in 2025. This is what his stats are. And I'm not even looking at the average. Look at his strike rate, it's below than 130. So one thing is about average, you keep aside average and you look at strike rate as well. Strike rate is also poor. So I mean, see, obviously, because the results are coming your way, it's not a growing concern. And even if you look at Suryakumar Yadav in the practice, is all in jovial mood. He's not too much concerned about his performance because results are coming, team is winning. So winning team is a happy team, as they say. So and he has been always been saying that I am batting well in the nets, and we have been hearing this since last few months that I've been batting well. It's just about time when the runs will come. But again, it's been a long while, like 2 years. It's been that Surya Kumar Yadav hasn't scored a lot of runs. Like the performances hasn't come. And surprising thing is the same batter was scoring at a strike rate of over 160. He was averaging more than 50 in the IPL. And the same batter, hasn't been able to perform in international cricket. So that is very surprising. And again, it's only down to because they have taken that decision. They have made statements in public that only openers are fixed. Rest of the batting lineup is flexible. At number three, at times you will find Tilak Verma. At times you will find Suryakumar. Sanju Samson. At times Shivam Dubey will come at number three, as we have seen. So that position has been very flexible. And again, the idea of flexibility and versatility is all good. But when you have a player who is out of form and that is your captain, you should give him one particular role, one particular position, just to rediscover his mojo. That's what we are talking about, that this should be one of the team's objectives heading into the series. So obviously he is under pressure. He will not show it, but definitely with the bat he is under pressure, and hopefully he will be able to score some runs in this series.
A very important series coming up for Suryakumar Yadav. Shubhayan, what are your thoughts? How do you think he'll approach this one?
Of course, it's going to be an important series. It can be a make or break series for his confidence heading into the World Cup. If he gets a couple of good hits out there, I think he will regain that confidence. He will not, get buried down the ground. He will at least keep floating around if he scores a couple of good knocks out there. But otherwise, even if your team's captain's confidence is down, I think the entire team suffers. That's how it has been. So if he gets at least a couple of good hits out there, good scores out there, then I think the entire team will feel confident that you have someone who is regaining his form back heading into the World Cup. So before the World Cup, I think it is really really important that he gets at least a couple of good scores to regain that confidence.
Bharat, how are you looking at tonight's game? Obviously, India has lost the ODI series, so it will also be important to make a comeback. And of course, everything is in context of the T20 World Cup.
If you look at the two teams on paper, I still feel India are very much the favorites. Always remember that New Zealand don't have either Tim Seifert or Finn Allen here. Both of them, I think, are playing in the Big Bash League. They're two of their better hitters. Yes, even with them, New Zealand ended up losing a couple of series to Australia and England. So if you look at their form, it's not their best format. But as I noted, in an ICC tournament, maybe against India as well, you can never discount New Zealand. So I'm not discounting them. Yes, still expecting India to come out on top, and hopefully Surya Kumar Yadav can get a couple of 50s or at least one good knock. I will also add an example here about how a winning team helps a captain, because I go back to 1995. Mark Taylor went to 16 test matches without a 100 or without a 50, maybe, or 16 test matches he didn't score one. And they were wins against Pakistan. Australia beat West Indies. Australia beat South Africa. Australia beat England. They beat four teams, and that is how Mark Taylor escaped over 16 Test matches. And then finally, after 1.5 years or almost 2 years, he scored 100 against England at Edgbaston. And even Australian team were known for picking the 11 first and then picking the captain. Then went with Mark Taylor over 16 Test matches. So you can't expect the Indian team to drop someone like Surya Kumar Yadav just before the World Cup, as the team is basically winning a lot of matches.
All right. On that note, we'll take your leave. Obviously, we'll come back at 6:30. No, at 6 o'clock to do the pre-show live. Yes, Shomik.
Gargi, before we go, some ICC update. Pakistan
Okay.
Cricket Board has written a letter to the ICC, and copies have been sent to the ICC board members also, saying that it's nothing basically, no boycott threat or nothing, saying that we support Bangladesh's stand in the ongoing standoff. Bangladesh turned to them saying we need diplomatic and political support from you on this. Bangladesh is like that child who is throwing his toys out of the pram in anger. So, and they turn to Pakistan. So Pakistan wrote a letter. They have written a letter, PCB, saying that it has been mentioned that we support Bangladesh's stand. Nothing else. No mention of we would be pulling out, the rumors that was doing the rounds. Nothing like that. And what I have heard, that ICC might have a board meeting this evening, but there is no confirmation on that as yet. Let's see what happens. But sooner rather than later, the ICC will have to decide, if Bangladesh is not coming, they will have to bring on a replacement maybe Scotland or any other team, they will have to bring on a replacement. Let's see what happens going ahead. But this is the update from the ICC regarding this Bangladesh and ICC standoff.
I still do believe the chances of Bangladesh actually pulling out of the World Cup are quite low at this point, because I don't think they can
See, it
afford
is
the.
their Gargi, it is their call because
Yeah, it
I
is
mean
their
you
call.
are it is their call. ICC is not going to change the venues. ICC is not going to
Of course,
relocate their matches to
of
Sri
course.
Lanka. Now it is their call. What they will decide, and the BCB's call is not decided by the BCB. It will be directed by the Bangladesh government. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say. But okay, thank you so much, Shomik, Bharat, Vaibhav, and of course Shubhayan as well. We'll be back at 6 to do the pre-show live. Of course, Shomik will join us from Nagpur outside of the Jamtha Stadium. So don't go anywhere and stay tuned. Thank you so much.